And most skincare products include retinol palmitate in their ingredient on their ingredient deck, maybe 1%, 2%. You really need to go 10% or 15% if you really want to get good retinol palmitate effects, and you're never going to see that. I actually formulated a product with 18% retinol palmitate. And I did get some good effects with that, although I did use other vitamins in that product. Anyway, retinol palmitate, not so much. Retinoic acid, man, that kicks butt. But it needs a prescription, and it does cause irritation, and a lot of that irritation, it has to do with the cream or the vehicle itself, although the retinoic acid does have some irritating properties too. But there's a third type of vitamin A, which from a technical biochemical standpoint is true vitamin A. Retinoic acid is a derivative of true vitamin A. Yes, it's strong, but it's not really true vitamin A. Likewise, retinol palmitate is a protected form of vitamin A, a derivative of vitamin A. The true vitamin A, the only true vitamin A, is called retinol. And that's pretty darn close to retinoic acid in terms of its effects. And in fact, there are enzymes that live in the skin that can turn the retinol into retinoic acid. Retinol basically has the same benefits that you get from retinoic acid. It'll lighten your skin. It'll reverse photo damage. It's awesome for acne. It accelerates healing. It's a general skin tonic like retinoic acid, but it's 100 times weaker. It's 100 times weaker than retinoic acid. So if you have a 0.05% retinoic acid product, that's a typical strength, you want 5% retinol to get the same kind of effect. In order to duplicate the effects of a 0.05% retinoic acid, you need a 5% cream or gel or topical product. But retinol, like retinoic acid, is still unstable, and it can still cause some irritation. But as far as over-the-counter acne treatment goes, nothing beats it. Absolutely nothing, but you got to have the right concentration. And my new Truth Treatment products, which some of you have asked me about, should be out here within a week or so. One of the most important products, is a 5% retinol gel, non-irritating, preservative-free, fragrance-free, oil-free, yuck-free, and it's non-irritating. That's the most important part. And you can use it for acne, you can use it for anti-aging. It is a treatment product. You don't need to go to the doctor to get it. It has the same kind of strength as the prescription 0.05% retin A. So three forms of vitamin A, a weak form that isn't going to do too much, retinol palmitate, super strong form that you need a doctor's prescription for and that can cause some irritation. That's called retinoic acid. And then my favorite form, the best way to balance out the toxicity and the irritation of retinoic acid with the availability and accessibility of retinol palmitate is retinol. Look for high concentration. By the way, you're not going to find high concentration because it's unstable and it does cause some irritation. The most you're going to find if you go to the department store, or even a salon, or even a doctor's office is around 1%. That's the most. If you use my Truth Treatment products, you're going to get a 5% non-irritating form, preservative-free, fragrance-free, and that's going to be something that you're going to want to use if you have acne or you're interested in exploiting or leveraging the power of vitamin A for anti-aging, skin lightening effects, or general topical health tonic effects. And we'll be talking about that here in the next few days. Truth Treatment Products Retinol Gel. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. Got folks been hanging on for a long time here. Let's go to Nancy in Tennessee. What's up, Nancy? Welcome to the bright side.
I'm listening to you talk about vitamin A, and I have had a question for a while. I have one for my grandbaby, too, I need to ask you. But could you take the soft gel vitamin A and just sort of mix that with some vitamin E and some creams for your face?
Well, theoretically you can. The problem, you got to have a couple problems. First of all, that's the form that they put in the capsules is retinol palmitate usually. And as I was saying before, as I've been saying, retinol palmitate is a very ineffective form of vitamin A. It's very ineffective. You might get some mild effects, but it's not really a great form of vitamin A. Yes, theoretically you could do it. Of course, then you're using a cream, and then you're going to get the preservatives and the fragrance and all the crap they put in the cream. So, it's better than nothing, probably. It's, better than just the plain cream if you mix some vitamin A and vitamin E. But really, you want to look for retinol to really get the vitamin A effects.
Okay. And the same question about a vitamin A capsule, could you squeeze that into applesauce for a child?
Sure.
My 2-year-old grandson, who I'm beginning to believe has vitamin A deficiency. And,
you can do it theoretically. The thing about vitamin A, though, is, and all fat-soluble vitamins, there's 4 fat-soluble vitamins, D, E, A, and K, and they work together. especially A and D, and actually K for that matter. They all work together. So if you're just giving your baby vitamin A, you could throw off the balance. So if you're going to do that, you might want to use an A and D capsule, which has both A and D in it, and then maybe make sure that the baby's doing kind of vitamin K producing food, vitamin K stimulating foods, things like fiber, algae, a kefir, yogurt, things that have vitamin K in them or that promote vitamin K activity in the body, vitamin K production in the body. Vitamin K is made by bacteria in the gut. So anything that's good for the baby's gut is going to be good for vitamin K, and that includes fiber, and that includes probiotics. So the best way to get vitamin K is to make sure that he's eating, his digestive system is strong and perhaps eating it, and you want to use that with the vitamin A and D. Vitamin E is a little bit different. It's not necessary, I don't believe, that a baby supplements with that. So you might, if you're going to do that, make sure he's getting enough vitamin K and then enough vitamin D as well. Use A and D capsules perhaps, and then some. Make sure the baby is getting digestive support for the vitamin K.
Okay.
Does that help?
All right. That helps a lot.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's see. Jeffrey in Wisconsin, welcome to the Bright Side. What's up?
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
I have a casual friend I encounter sometimes at the local watering hole who has a serious, very hideous skin disease. He's got bumps, big bumps all over his face, head, hands.
That's terrible.
I assume arms and everything else. Now, he told me once, I got enough nerve to ask him what it was, but I didn't write it down. It has 3 names, but I thought that you might recognize what I'm talking about.
Well, I've seen bumps on the skin, and bumps on the skin usually mean that there's something going on in the deeper layers, and that's where your immune system is located, especially something called the lymph, which we've talked about in the past. Hang tight, got to take a break, but we'll address this when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Got a line open for you, 844-236-6010. We're talking skin health on The Bright Side. Got to take a break. We'll come back with more good health information right after this.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
Improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a Wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Walland Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Walland Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall and Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We're talking to Jeffrey in Wisconsin. Skin bumps. You there, Jeffrey?
Yes.
All right, so the first thing to recognize is that skin bumps come from the lower levels of the skin. This is where the immune system is located. Skin bumps almost always mean that you have a defensive response. Probably something is clogging up the vessels, the circulatory system called lymph, which lives in the dermis, the lower levels of the skin. When that lymph gets clogged up, things can push upwards, and that looks like a bump. I don't know the specific disease you're talking about, but skin bumps are kind of a generic skin response.
You know, I mean,
hard.
They actually look like balls that are attached to the skin, and they can be as large.
Or they hang off the surface? Do they hang off the surface of the skin?
Yes, kind of like, yeah.
Okay, that's a little different. Go ahead.
All over his body.
Okay, now that's a little bit different. Now you're not talking about a bump that's pushing upwards. You're talking about something that's hanging off of the skin? Those are two different things. Okay, that's a little different then. The skin bumps would be indicative of a defensive response. What you're talking about is more like a tag that's hanging off the skin? Is that what you're thinking? Okay, that's called a skin tag, and that's usually a sign of blood sugar problems, diabetes and such. If not full-blown diabetes, then pre-diabetes, and that's how you want to think of that. Digestive support and blood sugar support. Is he a big guy, little guy, skinny guy, fat guy?
He's very big. He's at least 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, you're probably looking at a blood sugar condition. You want to treat that, number one, all the blood sugar stuff. That means restricting your intake of fast-burning sweets and sugars and carbohydrates and breads and flours and desserts. And then, if not, zero tolerance, which is, if he's covered with skin tags, he probably should have zero tolerance for those kinds of foods, but at least restricting the intake of those kinds of foods. This is for everybody who's dealing with blood sugar problems, which is over 100 million Americans. 1 out of 3 Americans, at least, is dealing with a blood sugar problem. Not as dramatic as your friend, probably, but still they're there. So everybody listen up here. For blood sugar issues, you want to restrict your intake of fast-burning carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates, sugars, flours, fruit juice, all that. When I say restrict, zero tolerance is the best, but at least limit. The best way to get off of those kinds of foods is more protein and more fat, especially coconut oil and whey protein, but more protein and more fat in general. I'm not talking about potato chip fat here, obviously. I'm talking about healthy fats, essential fatty acids, and nutritional oils, and coconut oil and butter and such. And then use electrical nutrients. Your electrical nutrients are the most important sugar metabolizing nutrients, and that includes sulfur and selenium, the ultimate selenium, the sweeties, chromium, vanadium, the B vitamins. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a great source of the B vitamins. The Z radical has blood sugar stabilizing properties, so using the Z radical as well. And then there's a very, very important relationship between gut bacteria and diabetes. You're not going to hear this from your doctor. This is only something we've understood the last few years, unless your doctor just graduated from medical school and is up on nutrition and the health of the digestive system. He probably doesn't know that there's a very, very important connection between gut bacteria and blood sugar control. So keeping your digestive system pristine, operating correctly, avoiding problem foods, using digestive enzymes, and anything you can do to support gut bacteria is going to help with blood sugar control. That means the ultimate, the biolumin nightly essence. That means the ultimate enzymes. That means fermented foods,